We are all familiar with the warrior essence, captured so vividly in Hollywood epics and ancient myths. These stories ignite something primal within us, showing us what it means to fight for purpose, to stand unwavering in the face of adversity. Through these tales we experience courage, discipline, and the call to protect what matters most. But beyond the screen, beyond the myth, how do we channel the warrior to navigate the demands of everyday life, whether it's protecting the family, pursuing our ambition, or standing strong in the office? In this video, we'll be delving into the warrior archetype and explore how accessing its energy can equip men with the tools to face challenges, protect what matters, and face their goals with discipline and courage. This is a powerful, magnificent energy, but it must be utilized with honor, or we fall into the shadow realms and then destruction and havoc ignites. So put on your armor, valiant knights, and step on into this episode. To begin with, I'd just like to give thanks to Robert Moore and Douglas Gillette, who wrote the book King, Warrior, Magician, and Lover. This is the book that I'm drawing a lot of my thesis from presenting in this video. Moore and Gillette hypothesized that the four of these archetypes, when in union, when integrated, are the template for the perfect mature masculine. I've recently launched a video on the King archetype and how you can utilize that energy to influence your life in meaningful ways. And I intend to do one on the Magician and Lover at a later stage, so keep your eyes peeled for new video launches. So, in the traditional sense, what are we looking for with the integrated, honorable, and noble warrior? The warrior archetype is about focus, discipline, and action. He's the protector of all that matters. Think of a knight fighting to protect his kingdom, or a firefighter running into a burning building to save lives. Moore and Gillette described the warrior energy as laser-focused and purpose-driven, essential for overcoming obstacles and achieving goals. But there's more to the warrior than just strength and bravery, and let's unpack that now. The authors state that the warrior's energy is concerned with skill, power, and control, but always in service to the greater good. Always in service for the greater good is a very striking message here, because it really states that to be an integrated man adopting this warrior energy is not to just run around and be violent and cause chaos. It's activating that energy with a real sense of purpose, striving to protect rather than slay and attack. And I think that's really important to remember when analysing the actions of others, but also when it comes to self, taking responsibility to your true drive and ambition. What part of yourself is the warrior energy igniting from? Is it coming from a place of honour and striving to protect? Or is there a wounded part of yourself that's exploding and taking control? One that's fueled with hatred, jealousy, or envy? Now, a little bit later down the line, I'm going to look into the causes of that and explore the shadow warrior, but for now I just want to look at a few more quotes from some Jungian authors and analysts. James Hollis says the warrior embodies decisiveness, cutting away what no longer serves. So here Hollis underscores an essential quality of the warrior energy, his ability to discern, to make tough decisions, and leave behind what no longer works. This decisiveness is key to a warrior's power. It's not just about physical action, and that's also important to consider whilst watching this video. It's not about going out and causing fights, but sometimes we have to step up as men and make these tough decisions. We have to be able to lead from the heart and speak with truth. Sometimes the warrior energy comes in a confrontation, or the ability to stand up to your boss, or the ability to disagree with somebody because you are staying truthful with your integrity and your values. And sometimes these decisions are really, really painful, and that can be hard, but the warrior knows that by making these decisions, he is stepping into service and protecting the realm. And sometimes as an act of self-love, that realm is yourself. It's creating boundaries. But also it could be stepping into service to protect your family or your loved ones. So you see the nuance here of the warrior archetype. And that notion is reinforced here with Robert Bly's words: true warriors fight not for conquest, but to protect what is sacred to them. So I'm hoping that as we reach this part of the video, you're starting to get a sense of how to utilize the warrior energy in a meaningful, purposeful way. It's about acting with honor, value, and integrity, and defending a cause that is sacred to you. Of course, there are other ways of utilizing the warrior energy, much more extreme, much more violent, much more horrific. And we can all think of examples in the world where this energy is being actualized. So when watching this, we are confronted with the shadow version of the warrior. On a smaller scale, these can exist within ourselves, and it's important to identify what parts of the warrior stem from wound and pain. That is part of the psychological process of identifying where we might take out our hurt on people that we love and those around us. And I believe that as men, we have a responsibility to look at that. We don't want to project the violence inside of us out onto the world around us. So let's dive into the shadow archetype and see what that one is about. Here he is, the shadow warrior, known by Moore and Gillette as the sadist or the masochist. The sadist is someone who revels in conflict for its own sake. They exploit their strength to dominate and harm others, wielding power without purpose or compassion. You might see this in the world with leaders who fight on without protecting their civilians, or on a personal level, you may see it in the abusive partner or the dominant boss. You even see it in the school playground with bullies. And on the flip side, the masochist avoids conflict entirely, sacrificing their own needs and values to keep the peace. They lose their voice and their sense of agency. The masochist essentially operates in a space of inertia and almost enjoys wallowing in it. They may be a chronic people pleaser. They may not stand up for themselves, stand up to an abusive partner, stand up to a boss. They just take everything on the chin and say that it'll be okay. You might see it as the employee who takes on too much and then complains about it later. In the outer world, you might see it as leaders who are not rising to the cause to defend their realm, to defend their people. They have their head in the sand and say everything will be okay. There's a very fine line between whether action or inaction is necessary, but the warrior spirit understands the sacred duty of protecting the realm. So let me reinforce the importance of considering where the energy, where the intention is coming from within inside yourself when activating the warrior energy. Are you stepping into service, a duty, or are you seeking to cause havoc and fight for fighting's sake? A mythic character that I always love to draw inspiration from is Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. Aragorn is balanced. He's a warrior archetype that uses his energy for the force of good. He fights for what is. He protects the vulnerable, faces challenges with courage and determination. He strikes me as an integrated warrior. He doesn't seek out conflict, but when that conflict arises, he meets it head on with clarity and with strength. I find it very meaningful to honor this energy and use it for good, and not always in the big things. You know, this video explores huge themes, but on a personal level, on a small level, it can be the energy that gets you out of bed in the morning. It's the energy that you can activate to help you fight the day. It's the energy that can help you if you've got an important deadline to start. If you are procrastinating, you can ignite that warrior energy to get you to your desk to start typing away on a project. The warrior energy can help you ask somebody out if you're attracted to them. It can get you off your ass and get you moving. Essentially, it ignites the fact that there is a cause worth fighting for, and that is yourself. How can you improve? How can you move forward in life? You are a project, and evolving is very exciting with that warrior energy, and that's a good place to get started. Now let's just take a moment to address some of the criticism for this thesis that is presented. Some people believe that they are rooted too much in traditional masculine ideals. These ideals could be rooted in aggression. Critics suggest that framing the warrior as an ideal can reinforce harmful stereotypes, encouraging men to suppress their emotions and prioritize action over reflection. But that's not what I'm suggesting here. In fact, something quite the opposite. As a therapist, I encourage men to explore their wounds, not repress them, to understand them. I work with men to understand where they might unconsciously be playing out the role of the sadist or the masochist. By understanding wounds, we can take responsibility, we make them conscious, and then we step into the world with power, with integrity and purpose. We activate that warrior energy and understand the duty that it entails. Now, of course, the warrior energy isn't a one-size-fits-all framework, and it can really be utilized in balance with the king archetype, the lover archetype, and the magician archetype. So watching this video, if anything has resonated with you, if there is any trinkets of information, anything that's illuminated within your soul that has awoken an inquiry, if If you'd like to explore these within the safe space of a therapeutic framework, why not reach out to me? I run a private practice. All the information you need to contact me is in the description box beneath this video. I look forward to hearing from you. And guys, thank you so much for taking the time to stop on by and watch this video. If it has resonated, if you appreciate what I'm doing, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel if you've not done so already. As always, it's a real pleasure to see you here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.